Good afternoon. This is Dr. Masodan Reddy, PBR with Kavali. This video session for final BTech first sem EE students. Subject is power quality. Unit 5, power quality enhancement using custom power device. In this video session, I will cover dynamic voltage restorer DVR. Another topic is unified power quality conditioner UPQC. So listen carefully. So before we enter into dynamic voltage restorer, the custom power devices are two types: network reconfiguring type and compensating type. Network reconfiguring type already I covered in the those are SSCL, solid state current limiter, SSB, solid state breaker, SSTS, solid state transfer switch. Those three belongs to the network reconfiguring type. And the second category is compensating type. In this compensating type, two already dynamic voltage restorer and UPQC, unified power quality control. So UPQC. So these two belong to this compensating type. So among this compensating type, I start with this dynamic voltage restorer. So what is the dynamic voltage restorer? Is used to protect sensitive loads from sag or swell or disturbances in the supply voltage. So that is the basic idea about why, where we can use this dynamic voltage restorer. Again, I will repeat, remember, it is used for sensitive loads where sag, swell or a disturbance in the supply voltage. So this implication of such a disturbance, example is to food processing has been discussed in most applications. So the world's first DVR was installed in August 1996 at 12.47 kilovolt substation in Anderson, South California. So this is the first DVR was installed August 1996 at 12.47 kV substation at South California. This was installed to provide protection to an automated rug manufacturing plant. Prior to this connection, the DVR was used in case of this. So see here, so what is the pictorial diagram of the DVR? So this is basically useful to control a voltage disturbances, either sag, swell or disturbances in the supply voltage. Mostly sag, swell and disturbances voltage, if exist in the feeder, so then this type of a DVR, dynamic voltage restorer, is useful. How we'll see that picture, what is this pictorial diagram? So this is the supply side, and this supply side feeds this, and this is the bus bar. At this bus bar, terminal voltage VT, and we'll come back this. So this is the ideal compensator. This is actually basic phenomena or basic principle behind this dynamic voltage restorer. After then, this portion is the load. So we remember up to right now, there are two portions. One is supply side and another is load side. But that is nothing but network reconfiguring type, either SSCL or SSB or SSTS. SSTS is different, but you will come back to this dynamic voltage restorer. In this, another voltage source is available. That voltage source is called as ideal compensator. That voltage magnitude is nothing but VF. Here you see that this load voltage should be equal to, so VT plus VF. VT is nothing but source voltage. So here, so this VT is measurable voltage. If any change in disturbance, so it may be the absorbed or so whenever this any decrease or increase in the voltage, that will be compensated by this ideal voltage compensator VF. So first they are measuring this voltage VT, And as per this requirement of the load voltage is within the specified limit, no problem. If it is not specified limit, this ideal compensator will compensate that voltage. So that is, we'll see what is that as per theoretical concept. The schematic diagram of a sensitive load by an ideal series compensator is DVR. In this, the DVR is represented by an ideal voltage source that injects a voltage VF. Actually, that VF should be equal to VL. So that VL should be equal to VT plus VF. VT is the terminal voltage coming from supply. VF is compensated voltage from ideal source. So VL is a load voltage, not injected voltage. So then there are two different ways of constructing this device. The DVR can be constructed such that it is either capable or not capable of supplying or absorbing real power. Real power mean if the voltage increases, which supplies, which absorbs the real power. If voltage sags, and which supplies the real power, that is nothing but that will be provided with the help of a ideal compensating source. So basically, it may be absorbs or it may be supplied. So where VL is the load bus voltage, the DVR then regulate the bus voltage to any arbitrary value by measuring the terminal voltage VL and supplying the balance through VF. So when the DVR is not capable of supplying or absorbing any real power in the steady state, it may instead have to supply or absorb real power during transients. It is not a steady state. During the transient state also it may supply or absorbing this power. Note from the above figure that the current through the line IS is the same as the current through the load. Here you will see that both are same. So this is about, so here IS will be equal to IS. So here you will see that, so like this. Whenever, if any disturbance in the load side, it will be provided with the help of a VF. So then it may instead have to supply our. Now see that the current through the line IS is the same as the current through the load IL or IT. So also the phase angle difference between load current and the load voltage is dictated by the power factor of the load. Yeah, definitely. The power factor of the load depends on that only. What is the angle between voltage and current we can identify. Also for no real power injection or absorption, the positive sequence fundamental frequency component of the voltage L must be in quadrature with the positive sequence fundamental frequency component. That is about this voltage DVR, dynamic voltage regulator. So restore, dynamic voltage restore. So we remember that overall conclusion or summary about this dynamic voltage restorer. This ideal compensator will provide either supply or absorb the real power, meaning that it may increase or it may decrease the voltage. When which increase it means which supplies, when decrease it means whatever the decrease in the voltage will absorb. So when the rise in the voltage will absorb by this ideal compensator. When there is maybe a sag which supplies the voltage VF, so then only this VL will be maintained as a constant magnitude within a specified region of the magnitude. So plus or minus 10%, nothing but 90% to 110% variation will be compensated by, will be controlled by this ideal. So this is about the dynamic voltage restorer. So next is another compensating device is unified power quality conditioner. So this device is applicable for basically where there may be a disturbance or unbalanced between supply and load. Remember, so where this type of unified power quality conditioners are used, it is only applicable both source and load are unbalanced and distorted. For example, assume that The source voltage Vs is both unbalanced and distorted. Also, the load current IL is also unbalanced and distorted. Also, for example, we go at it as a consequence, the terminal voltage Vt, the load voltage VL is and the source current IS will also be unbalanced and distorted. So now suppose there are other customers connected to the load bus that draw purely balanced sinusoidal currents. So then both the source and load unbalance and distortion affect them. Again, if there is a load bus upstream from the point of common coupling, so for example, this is a common coupling. In this common coupling, the customers on the bus will equally get affected. So the UPQC can alleviate this problem. So that is about this basically what is this UPQC. So but UPQC combines a series and a shunt compensator together. See here, series and shunt compensators. This is a series, this is a shunt. This is a series, this is shunt. But how these two are? First a series, after then is shunt compensator in case of the B. But in case of the C, first shunt, after then series compensator. And I mean before shunt, after series, here before series, after shunt. So these are the two types. So therefore, all the load is balanced at sinusoid. The UPQC can also make the current drawn from the supply IS balanced sinusoidal and in phase with the terminal voltage. So VT. So therefore, so here there are two different ways of affecting UPQC. These are shown in figure. In a connection B, the series device is placed before the shunt device, while in figure C, it is placed after the shunt device. So the operating principle of these two connections will have this load in case of, see that, what are these? The UPQC combines a series and a shunt together. It can therefore yield the benefits of both these devices. For example, regulate the load bus voltage V as all loads, including the unbalanced and nonlinear loads, will have a supply voltage that is balanced and sinusoidal. The UPQC can also make the current drawn from the supply is balanced and sinusoidal. So here again, there are two different ways of connecting. Always seen that series device is placed before the shunt device, while figure C after the shunt device. So the dotted line in these figures indicates any energy exchange path between the devices. The voltage of any bus upstream from the PCC will not be affected due to nonlinear and unbalanced load. PCC means point of common coupling. However, it will be impossible to correct the unbalanced and distorted produced by the source voltage using this device. Therefore, the upstream bus voltages will remain unbalanced and distorted. So, in a UPQC, both the shunt and series inverters are supplied by a common DC capacitor used in bulk power transmission. This is both in case. So, in a bulk power transmission system, UPQC, both shunt and series inverters are supplied by a common DC capacitor. So, the energy exchange between the series and shunt device takes place through this common DC capacitor. That is about this, what is the basic principle of this. So here, whether it may be a transfer from shunt to series or series to shunt, so it depends on series to shunt or shunt to series, depends on how much of placed between UPQC, between load and supply. Based on that, this device will be controlled. Next, what is the comparison between UPFC, unified frequency control, unified power control, unified power quality conditioner, and unified power frequency conditioner. Power quality conditioner, unified power quality conditioner, unified power frequency conditioner. So here UPFC is employed in a power transmission system to perform shunt and series compensation at the same time. UPQC can also perform both the tasks in a power distribution system, but since a power transmission line generally operates in a balanced distortion environment, a UPFC must only provide balanced shunt or series compensation, whereas UPQC must operate unbalanced environment while providing shunt or series compensation. So be remember that UPFC are applicable in case of balanced environment, balanced distortion or harmonic free environment, whereas UPQC operate on unbalanced environment. That is the basic difference between these two. All the best. Stay home. Stay safe. God bless you.